Hello, Mr. 006. We're back for part 6 of Mega Man 11. Last time in part 5, we took on Bounce Man, and yeah, got to the stage and did the boss pretty nicely, to be honest. The stage went way better than I was expecting. The sort of balloon walls in particular that sort of had me bouncing all over the place, I was very nervous about, thinking that I was just going to take hits left, right and centre while trying to clear that. Admittedly, I did use some charge shots where it wasn't strictly necessary to get through, under perfect run rules at least anyway, take out a few balloon enemies, but oh well, might as well make the stage easy for myself. Anyway, yeah, took a very clumsy hit right at the end, but oh well, what are you going to do? And yeah, Bounce Man went by pretty well. For those of you who are obviously very familiar with my I Want to Be the Guy fan game Let's Plays, you'll know that the one thing that causes me next to no end of problems is bouncing projectiles. So, yay, a Rubber Master that literally bounces around the room at breakneck speed sometimes when he's in his speed gear mode. Yeah, that's going to cause a fair few problems for me, all things equal. And yeah, I took one hit, I got stuck in a corner when he activated his speed gear, couldn't really get out, and blah. But anyway, yeah, so the stage went by pretty well for me, and yeah, the boss did as well. Actually, yeah, one or two hits about par for me on Bounce Man. But it's a really fun fight, actually. For all I've just moaned and whined a little bit about bouncing projectiles, I actually find Bounce Man's fight a pretty fun one, and a pretty fair one for the most part as well. So, yay. Anyway, moving on, we have now cleared 5 Rubber Master stages, taking out the top 2 rows on the stage select screen. So that brings us to the bottom row. We're going to be starting in the bottom left, and that means next up is Torchman. So, first thing to note is that these tents are actually a foreground obstacle. So yeah, I think when I first played this stage, I was sort of strolling along here, ran into a tent, took some damage. I was like, okay, what hit me? I think I probably backtracked, went to it again and got hit again by it. And I was like, okay, is the tent the obstacle? Went back a third time, shot the tent, and yeah, it's a foreground obstacle that you need to be wary of, not something that's an aesthetic in the background. So yay. And as you'll see here, sometimes they also have enemies in them, so yeah, don't just because the tents do just take one hit to kill. So don't just like dash through, shoot at the tent, and just be like, oh, be on your merry way. Pause a little bit to see if there's an enemy hiding in there, and you'll have to deal with as well. So some do, some don't. So yeah, just don't rush through. And here we come to some fire mushrooms, which are an interesting enemy. So if I shoot the top one once initially, you can see that its fire goes away. If I shoot it a second time when its fire's not there, it sort of combusts or explodes in a massive kind of fire wave. And if you do that, you want to be well away from that. That will catch you off guard probably the first time you do it. But equally, you can, when you shoot them once, you can actually use them as a platform to stand on. So yay, alternative way of getting through the stage. And that's going to come up again later on in the level. So, yeah, dealer's choice as to how you want to get through the level. Either shoot them twice to make them combust and get rid of them altogether, or shoot them once and use them as a platform. So, yay. As you can see here, shield enemy waiting inside that tent. Nothing in this one, I think. Yep. Shield attacker this time on narrow logs over bottomless pit. But that bit doesn't make me nervous. This bit does, though. So I am going to rush through that section, because I don't fancy hovering around on narrow logs over bottomless pits where there is a fire lantern bird thing hovering above my head that is perennially shooting down at me, which is liable to hit me, let me take recoil damage and knock me into the pit. No, thank you. We did get to see a tank enemy there that I took out by reflecting my shots off the bottom of it to basically knock it back into this bottomless pit. That is by far the more humorous way of dealing with that enemy. Alternatively, you saw that it sort of opened up, I think it did anyway, opened up its hatch to sort of reveal, is it a mole piloting the thing? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, you can actually destroy the animal that is piloting it as well. That's another way of dealing with it. But all things equal, it tends to be almost a slower way of dealing with it. I'll probably take out the next one like that so you can just maybe see the difference. But all things equal, I find it much more funny and actually just better all round just to knock the thing into a bottomless pit. Oh, and that brings us to a section that absolutely kicked my backside when I first played this game. Or I suppose probably more accurately a stage gimmick more so than this particular section. But yeah, we have a firewall chasing us, and yeah, if that catches up to you, that is an instant death, one hit KO. Yeah, goodbye, you're done. It's yeah, similar to obviously spikes or quickman lasers in that regard. Yeah, run like the wind. What's really annoying about those sections is the amount of, you're sort of going through enemy gauntlets as well. And unfortunately, when you get hit by an enemy in this game, you sort of take recoil damage, stumble back, and sort of can't move for about a second or so. And of course, in that section, with a fast-moving firewall chasing after you, yeah, that thing catches up really bloody quickly. So yeah, not all the time, but if you do take a hit during those sections, all things equal, you're going to be in trouble. Other than just going fast, as I did there are two other ways of dealing with it. So one is to activate speed gear. That will slow down time, obviously means you can outrun the firewall even more so than you do just playing normally. The other way is to activate power gear with a particular Robot Master weapon. I'll refrain from saying what it is because it would be a spoiler for which Robot Master weapon is good against the boss Torchman. But yeah, keep that in mind when we come to the boss rush. Torchman's weakness, when you activate power gear, will effectively completely negate that firewall. So yeah, very useful to know. Moving on, and somewhat hesitantly, I will take out that fire lantern bird thing. I say hesitantly because, as you can see, the screen's gone pitch black. You saw me shoot another one or kill another one on another screen and the screen didn't go black, so yeah, it varies screen to screen. And all things equal, I don't want the screen black, but yeah, it's not so bad on this screen. There aren't any bottomless pits actually on this screen or anything like that, so yeah, I'm not liable, even though the screen is dark, to miss a platform, miss a ledge and die. So yeah, I'm okay with sort of triggering out the triggering out the darkness on this screen. As you can see, when you sort of kill an enemy, and also the Mega Buster shots as well, do light up a little bit of the screen, but not to any great extent, and I would not rely on that as an efficient method for getting by the screen. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. All things equal, and say because I'm still not that familiar with this stage in terms of which screens actually will go dark and which won't. Other than the first one, I will just tend to leave those fire lantern birds alone because I'm petrified of the screen going dark. As I say, it's okay on this screen, but in future screens, I'm just going to leave those be. Okay, so moving on, we're going to use those mushrooms as a staircase, like I mentioned earlier on in one of the screens, because yeah, it's a good way of getting that extra life up there. Obviously I could perhaps go back and get the extra life when I'm around the other side, so I could probably rush core or rush jet from here, back up and get it from now coming from the right, but I like shooting those mushroom enemies once and just having the fire go away, creating a staircase and using them to get the extra life. It's a nice way of doing that. That brings us to the mid-boss, Sparky the Turkey. So yeah, he basically surrounds himself in fire. When he's in fire mode, he actually can't be damaged during his body. So yeah, the body actually just doesn't take damage. It does when he's it hasn't got the fire around him, so you can actually shoot him anywhere there. But as you see there, unfortunately, let's see if we can dodge this. Good. A little bit luckily there. I feel like I got very lucky there. But yeah, you can take him out. As you saw that he got reignited once the fire went out. After a certain number of hits, he the fire goes away. You can then hit him everywhere. But after he sort of jumps around, I think twice from side to side, again that bloody fire lantern bird thing comes back in and reignites him. So yeah, you do have to worry about that. You can take him out before that happens and you actually get an achievement for doing so. I didn't manage it there, but if nothing else, we actually showed off the full repertoire there, where he actually. Once he gets reignited, goes up and flies up and shoots some waves of fireballs at you, which I felt I timed horribly and was very lucky to avoid, but yeah, I'm glad I did. Moving on. Okay, so now I was going to pause for this one, wasn't I? So you can see, yeah, this thing piloting it, the shooting out one looks like a carrot at me. I need to be a little bit careful actually now not to destroy the thing, but I want to be careful that I don't want the thing to sort of like creep up on me. Then the carrot projectile thing or whatever is much more liable to hit me, so I was still shooting at the tank to reflect it back a little bit to give myself a bit of distance, but yeah, you can take out the mole pilot, but yeah, again, all things equal, there is a bottomless pit to the right hand side here, so yeah, I'd rather just drop it in that, but anyway, there's the two ways shown off to how to deal with that enemy. Okay, second firewall section. If you want that an energy tank, you're going to have to use speed gear or the aforementioned Robot Master, or the one I'm hiding, or not revealing at the moment, aforementioned Robot Master weapon. Oh no! Oh, I'm still going to get through here despite taking a hit there because the firewall didn't catch up to me. But that was incredibly clumsy. Blur. What a way to take a hit on there. But at least I've showed off again. If you do take a hit in there, it's not an instant game over, or instant death, whatever. But oh, that was really, really clumsy, and the firewall almost caught up to me, but not quite. There's no invincibility frame there, by the way, anyway, so even if you're sort of, like, recoiling and shocked or whatever, you haven't got the invincibility frames or whatever to get by the fireball. The fireball will instantly KO you, unlike spikes. But yeah, that one kind of caught up to me really quickly because I took a hit. But yeah, still managed to get through. Oi. But yeah, if you want that E-tank, you probably have to use speed gear or the Roadmaster weapon to negate the firewall. But oh well. Right, let's take this screen nice and slowly. Let's hopefully try and get some get these spiders, mini spiders. Yeah, we're going to shoot the big spider up there to release some mini spiders. But thankfully, we can use the and what I'm trying to do here is use the little mushroom enemy there to my advantage. If the small spiders actually are on the floor when the fire is coming across the screen, they actually die. So yeah, that's a really good way of actually getting by this screen. It's not so bad. I could very easily like backtrack and sort of take out the spiders anyway for the most part, but having that option there as another way for getting past those having those spiders be destroyed is really nice. Right, now I am so not going to risk a C-tank, mainly because I'm not planning on using them during this Let's Play anyway. But yeah, you can make this jump anyway without the need of this thing, but yeah, I'd like to shoot that thing once to create a ledge and then jump over. You can use the thing when the fire's gone out on this thing to jump over to the left-hand side and get that E-tank. I could get it now also with Rushed It, I guess, but you can use the mushroom, but oi, I'm so liable, I think, to hit the platform that's now on my level and just not make the ledge, so yeah, it's so not worth it. Okay, moving on, we're going to take this enemy out quickly. Oh god, that was a near thing. And yeah, we're just going to rush through the rest, and yeah, not, as I say, not worry about or not try and deal with that flame lantern bird thing over the narrow platform. So yeah, we're just going to move on. Hopefully that thing's not going to get me. Because yeah, I still want the screen light for this section. You do not want to fall down in that section there with all the spiders. I mean, admittedly you can still take them out, but you can't actually get out of that section without, I think, using rush call or backtracking all the way to the left again. So yeah, let's not bother with that. I want the screen lit so I can see where all the platforms are. Some of them are quite a few fairly tight jumps, but they're still not that bad. But yeah, avoid falling down into the spider pit as much as possible. Okay, so let's take out that bunny first. We'll lure the other one round to the right-hand side and take that one out, and then we can deal with this shielded enemy at our leisure after that. Okay, last screen. Unfortunately, it's another firewall screen, and yeah, this one lengthy and kind of annoying. Okay, good. And what I'm actually going to do here is just tank a hit here, rather than muck about trying to avoid that. All things equal, whenever I try and be clever there and try and not take damage, it doesn't work out in my favour. So blur. On this last section, the boss of the first I'm going to go into the boss. I'm going to go into the boss area there, just so the firewall doesn't catch up to me. On that last area with all the tents, you want to take the my god, what is it? The high route for the first one, because there's a high route and a low route. For the first one, the lower one has an enemy in it, which obviously I don't want to deal with, so you want to take the high route. The second set, it's the low route, the higher one has an enemy in it, and again the third one, you want to take the high route because the lower one has an enemy in it. And yeah, once you know that, you can sort of plan where you want to go. So yeah, high, low, high. That will get you through that section, through the tents without having to worry about dealing with any enemies. Oh boy, that was a hell of a thing. And that brings us to the boss Torchman, which, despite having almost a full health bar, is one of those Roadmasters that, yet again, I'm never confident that I'll actually... I suppose I'm somewhat confident I'll be able to beat him with a full health bar, famous last words, but... Oh boy, I said Fuse Man was one of the two that I hadn't managed to beat, Buster only no damage. Torchman is the other. This is a hell of a fight. So he shoots 3 fireballs at you that block your progress. He then dive bombs at you, and typically you want to slide under that. So yeah, 3 fireballs for the most part. Oh, what? Sometimes he does that, where he sort of fakes you out and then does a dive bomb, and then he sometimes does this sort of blaze kick, which is very hard to avoid. And then yeah, if he corners you and then does that dive kick, then yeah, you're going to be in trouble. And as I say here, he's cornered me again, done the blaze kick, and also done that kick as well, and almost got me again. You're being a feisty little bugger this fight. I've already taken a fair amount of damage, and yeah, I wouldn't say this is going poorly at the moment because this fight has the potential to be a disaster, but like I said, almost full health bar, He is a pain in the backside. When he activates Power Gear, he jumps from one side of the screen to the other, shooting these flame wheels, which have a very annoying hitbox to get over. He then dive bombs at the floor in a fire pillar, so you want to slide out of the way of that. But yeah, what can I say? This is an awkward fight. And yeah, despite having a lot of health, it's just one of those ones that I'm never all that confident with. I'm not quite sure if there's anything that sort of enables me to predict what he's going to do in terms of like the kick, the fire kick, which I want to sort of get close to him and then backtrack from, or do a dive bomb at me. So yeah, it's a very hectic fight. And he hits like a truck as well, by the way. Oh, come on, thank you. That didn't go by so... Again, forgot about the death cry, forgot the pause for the death cry. That didn't go so badly, actually. I mean, I took a fair few hits. I want to say, looking at the health bar, maybe 3, possibly 4. I think 3, though. But, yeah, as you see there, he is... I was trying to describe his pattern, but he kept sort of like pulling out of it and doing weird things. He was sort of like doing one fireball and then sort of shuffling across the screen and doing a blaze kick at me and then dive bombing at me when I'm in the corner. Oh, he can break his irregular sort of Cyclone pattern so easily. It is, and he moves really quickly. You've got a new weapon, Blazing Torch. He's a right raw pain in the arse. That was not a bad fight overall. I'm actually pretty happy with that because he just did not behave very nicely there at all. And I for the most part, I think I actually dealt with that quite nicely. Anyway, Blazing Torch. Spit a soaring ball of flame into the air. This fireball crashes back down to earth, just like Torchman's powerful jump kick. Try it while Power Gear is active to boost the firepower. So as you can see here, you shoot a fireball up in the air. It always goes up in the air. And then it shoots out these 3-way. I've got Power Gear activated again, I think, haven't I? I think that must be because Power Gear was activated when I transitioned from the demo to here. So yeah, I swear it didn't ordinarily do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch out for that in the future. I'm going off of the demo when the Power Gear is activated, so it's showing off Power Gear first. There. Its normal attack is this one. Without the Power Gear. So it flies in the air and shoots one wave down at a sort of diagonal direction. It can be a little cumbersome to hit things actually, but it is fairly powerful and it is fairly wide, so there's that going for it. Yeah, the Power Gear shoots out a bigger fireball and then shoots out three fire waves from the fireball. So yeah. It's a decent enough weapon, although somewhat difficult to hit certain enemies with it. But yeah, it's fairly powerful and I like it. Whoops, that was not what I wanted to do. Let's get out of there. Okay, so as always, let's go back to the title screen first off. Remember to save. And we will show off Torchman's bio, and we'll get all the extra bits of dialogue. There you are. Torchman was designed as a camping advisor, teaching people about campfire safety. In his spare time, he ventures out into the wild to work on his very own martial art, Torch Jitsu. He started Torch Jitsu in order to train himself to keep his flames under control, since the slightest lapse in judgment can cause a dangerous flare-up. With his training incomplete, he still tends to flare up in moments of strong emotion. He gets particularly excited when it's time for the turkey roast, resulting in many a scorched bird. He once tried training by standing under a raging waterfall. His subsequent repairs took 3 months. Aww. Although you are a bugger of a robot master to fight, so maybe you deserve that. Anyway, bio out the way, let's listen to all your dialogue.
Perhaps you would be a challenge. You made it, now prove yourself. Let the combat commence.
Not many torch or fire-based puns there in his opening statements. I'm kind of disappointed.
Fall to the fist of flame. Prepare yourself to feel the heat. Torch Jutsu. Torch Jutsu, the flaming fist. Hi. Hiya. Hi, hi, hi. Hiya. Burn to ash. Burn. Defend yourself. Power gear! True power! Heat! Burn! On and up! Immolate! Combust! Inferno! Light it up!
I think I got the best ending line again. Never mind. That seems to be a staple of this. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I don't know whether to be disappointed or not that there wasn't a burn to the ground line somewhere in there. I don't know whether to be pleased or disappointed about that, but there isn't one in there. Flame Hynard, I guess you're welcome to keep that line. Right, let's go back to the stage select screen and we'll end things there. Okay, 6 Roadmasters down. That is a hell of a stage. That's probably one of the most difficult ones to get through, and easily one of the most difficult Roadmasters of the bunch, along with Fuse Man. I still haven't done a no damage run on that guy, yeah, I feel like I have a somewhat of a strategy for how to deal with him. But as you saw during that fight, if he wants to be feisty, just get up in my face, then he will, and he will do. And yeah, he just goes off script so often. He's very difficult to predict, very fast. And there doesn't seem to be much of a tell necessarily on when he's going to do, like in particular when you're cornered, whether he's going to do the blaze kick or the dive bomb at you. And if you pick wrong there, yeah, you're kind of screwed. It's almost equated to like being cornered by Shadow Man, and him either sliding at you across the ground or doing his Shadow Blades. If you are prepared to jump because you think he's going to slide and he does the Shadow Blades, you're stuffed. If you stay on the ground thinking he's going to, in anticipation for thinking he's going to do the Shadow Blades, then he'll slide at you, and again you're stuffed. So yeah, there must be a way of combating that. Maybe don't get caught in the corner. But boy, Torchman, you are a hell of a guy. Anyway, that one's out of the way, and yeah, next time we'll be moving on in part 7 to Impact Man. Hope you'll join me for that, but until then, cheerio.